what the language is, what we meant by a language. So in simple words, we can say the language is medium of communication. It is a language, a medium of communication is a language. Then, how many languages you know? The human languages, you may say that you know the English language, you know any other local language, any regional language you know, you can introduce that. But when we talk about the computer language, what is computer language? How that computer language differs from the human language? Are these languages same? Simple, going back to the definition of language, the language is just a medium of communication. Communication between two devices, communication between two humans, communication between human and device. What about if two humans meet and they exactly are known to single language, say this human knows French and this human knows English only. How the communication can be done in between these two humans? We may need a translator here. A translator who will translate this English language to that French language. Now I am ready to relate our common language, the human language, with the computer language. Computer is a machine. Here let's see, computer is a machine. I am a human. My language is English and the computer's language is something like binary codes, the machine code which we say. I want to order something to this computer. How can I don't know that binary codes, the machine codes, 0 1 type of language. I don't know the computer language actually. So how can I communicate with computer? How should I order something to computer? How should I teach computer to perform a certain task? Someone says me that there is a language like C, C++, or Java, or Python. These are not English languages but English type languages. Better you learn these English type languages. That means softwares are there known as compilers. Also you can say these are translators who can actually convert this your English type language to computer language. So whatever you want to communicate with your system, whatever you want to communicate with your electronic machine, you can communicate with the help of these translators, but you should update your English to another English type language, any of these high level languages like C, C++, Java, Python. Now these languages are called the computer languages. These are called now computer languages. And every computer language has a translator which can convert that English type language or that particular computer language to machine codes which are understandable by computer. Now we understand actually what the computer language is. The basic, I will repeat this, that there are certain languages like C, C++, Java or Python. These are certain languages. I will just enclose these languages in different boxes. So don't bother about whether it is a rectangular box or ellipse. These are different languages. Now I will again create different compilers, like this is CPP compiler, this is your Java compiler, or I will just write here Python translator. All are translators, and this is my computer, the target machine to which I want to order something. Any code written in this particular language will go to my compiler, and this compiler will be responsible to teach whatever I want, to tell whatever I want to my computer. If you are using Java, then you will need a Java compiler. If you are using Python, then you will need a Python translator. So what is meant by installing the CPP language in your computer? What is meant by installing the Java language in your computer? It is only the need of compiler. That means you have to say put a compiler, a translator of particular language into your computer. What we are going to learn in this course, we are just focusing on this C++ language. Then what should we know? We should have all the knowledge about the translator. What translator can do, what is already known to translator, and what we have to teach. So we should know all about the translator. Then this is the whole course that will teach you about the working of this translator, what rules are being followed by this translator, so that we can perform our tasks through our computer. To understand what I mean, let us come to the human translator. Here, what I was using as a translator, this is a human. This translator is a human. Maybe this translator is a male of age 8 years only. Maybe this translator is a male of age 25 years. See, either this translator is of age 8 years or belongs to age 25 years, still it can act as, or he or she can act as our translator, because this translator is having knowledge of English as well as French. But what about their personal knowledge? The translator with 8 years of age will not have enough knowledge about mathematical calculations or any other knowledge which is actually gained by this male, the second translator, with age 25 years. The basic thing is that if I want to teach something to my French friend, then I should know about the knowledge of translator. Whether my translator is able to add the numbers, whether my translator is able to multiply the numbers, whether my translator is able to divide the numbers. If yes, then do my translator follow the same rules which I assume? Do my translator follow the same rules which I use in my daily life? I should have all the knowledge about the translator. If I am getting all the knowledge about the translator, what my translator can do, what are the abilities of my translator, and what are the capabilities of my translator, then I will use that translator in more better way. Learning a particular computer language means learning all about the translator, all about the rules that are followed by the translator, and what translator can do and what translator can't do. Actually, our basic need is to order something or to teach something to my computer so that it should work in my way. Whatever I want to get done by the computer, I should able to do that. I should able to explain all the steps to my machine that it should follow to get my work done. For that, I am using a translator, I am using a compiler, and I should have all the knowledge about that translator. And in a simple human communication, let's have a scenario that one human want to order or explain some steps to other human about solving a particular problem. What are the basic needs there? Human one want to teach human two how to find the percentage of marks. Say you are getting some marks in particular subjects, and human one wants to teach human two how to find the percentage of marks. What are the basic needs? What a human one should know about the percentage is, first need is human one should know how to find percentage. That means whatever human one want to teach human two should already be known by human one. Second, there should not be a communication gap. There should not be any communication gap. So let's have a scenario. Say fulfilling these two conditions, let's have a scenario. I want you to add two numbers. We do not have any communication gap. You know English, I know English, we do not have any communication gap, and I want you to add two numbers. So can you give me the result? What is addition? No, you can't give me any result unless I provide you numbers. Let I provide you the numbers. These numbers are 7 and 5. I have given you two numbers and I want their sum. Say sum of 7 and 5. What you are giving me, it's 12. So unless I have given you these numbers, you will not able to find the addition. It means that you are able to process the data only. What data is here, 7 and 5 are data elements. Do you know about which these figures 7 and 5, what these figures mean? Either these are some price, either these are some distance in kilometers or miles. These are figures only, 7 and 5, and you do not know actually what these 7 and 5 belongs to. It may be a price of two items, it may be age of two persons, but you don't know about these things, and we term it as data only. Data, what the data means. For example, that 35 is data, and it is numeric form of data. It is again data, and it is text form of data. I don't know what the figure 35 means. It may be a price of certain item, it may be a distance between two cities, it may be age of a person. I don't know about anything, but this I just call it as data. And what the information is, when this data is meaningful to me, then it is information for me. Meaningful data can act as information for me. Similarly, if I have another example, like I want to find whether a particular student is pass or fail, and I have only certain grades or certain marks, a list of marks or all the subjects related to that student, then I will provide you the list of marks. What you will do, you will have to add those marks and then find the percentage and then you will have to check whether this percentage is above a particular passing limit percentage or below that. If the percentage you have calculated is above the passing limit, then you give the conclusion that student is passed. Otherwise, you can just say student is failed. This is what you are doing is processing the data. What does the process means? A data, after going through a process, will give you information. Now just imagine a factory, a manufacturing unit is there, and which receives the raw material only, and that raw material is processed between the various machines in a sequence, and then you get a product. You can view it like this also, like raw data is there, raw material that comes into the factory, and this factory is processing the data in a sequence through various machines and gives you a product. You can view it like this also. If you are going to relate it in a real world, you can view it like this also. What does the process means? Process is a sequence of operations required to operate on data to make it meaningful. Process is a sequence of operations that are required to operate on data to make it meaningful. So what you should know all about the process, how to get the result, how to convert the data into the information. This process is what you have to teach to your computer with the help of, obviously, with the help of translator. As we are dependent on the translator, then we should know, or we should have all the knowledge about the translator. Let me give another example, like there are two numbers 3124 and 1213. I have to add these two numbers. Before that, I should give you a brief explanation about the operators. What are the operators? What we mean by operators? Operators are special symbols that specify certain tasks to be performed on data. These are just a horizontal line is there, horizontal and vertical two intersecting lines, three intersecting lines, diagonal line. Do my compiler have the knowledge about these operators? If I say this plus operator, you know about the plus operator, minus is there, multiply is there. Do my translator have the knowledge of plus operator? Then I will say yes. This operator plus is indicating to add these two numbers, and the result is like this. Another scenario, if I say 3124 and it's 12.13, I have to add this, then the result will be a bit different, like this. Now this is data, this is also data, and this is also data which is as the result, which is the addition of numbers. This operator says to add the numbers. Same is the case here. This data, this is operator, and you are getting the result. Here the question is, was the method of performing the same operation, that is addition, was the method of performing the same operation is same in both the cases? I certainly will figure it out that the method of performing the operation is different in both the cases. Why it's different? Because the type of data is different. This addition is done for integers only, integer type of data, and this addition, the second one addition, is done for real numbers. So the type of data is different. Way of adding these two numbers are different because these depend upon the data types. So in simple ways, I will say that adding to real numbers have a different way than adding to integer values. Do my compiler know all these things? Is this different type of additions is known to my translator? So this is what we will study in the data types. Which types of data are supported by our translator, or in common language we say which type of data are supported by C or C++ language. Different types of data which are supported by our C or C++ language, that we will go in the next lecture. Here the focus of the lecture was just to have some idea and some relation between human language and computer language. Computer language is nothing much different from the human language, as the same way we are just passing our views, the passing our process, the passing our knowledge to our computer. But to remove the communication gap, computer does not understand English language and I don't understand the computer's binary codes. So to remove that communication gap, we are with a certain list of compilers. These compilers or translators are able to convert particular English type languages, which we say as high level languages, the particular English type languages to the computer language. And we will also learn about the types of data which are known to my translator and what type of operations can be done on those data elements. Is the way of performing the calculations by my translator is same as I am performing in my daily life? This all we will do on the coming sessions.